Oh, it dropped my thing out of here though. Hello, 1 second here. Media assets. There it is. Why was that not? Is that the same thing? I can't tell. Yes, there we go. All right, there we go. Hello guys, how are we? Whew. All right. As always, give me a second here. All right, Instagram, go live. Let's see if it's working. Oh, it's working. All right. Substack. Let's see if Substack was being weird yesterday. I had to start it manually. Again, all these things. There's so many things here. All right, Substack. Let's see. Let's see. All right, live. Substack is working on its own. That's good. That's good. Oh, 5 Substackers already. Hello, guys. Hey, Ashley. Ashley of Substack, I should say. Different than Mod Ashley. Not to be confused with Mod Ashley. All right, guys. And hello. All right. We're good. Let me get TikTok going. And actually, TikTok's ready to go already anyway. We are good here. All right. Here we go. Mirror video. Bam. There we go. Welcome, everybody. That wasn't too hard compared to how hard it often is for me to start the show. That wasn't terrible. Welcome, everybody. I may or may not have been able to turn off the crazy AI stuff on TikTok. I don't know. I found some switch buried deep inside TikTok settings, and we're going to see if the crazy ask, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Let's see. Yesterday was a lot of fun. I went to the Greek Embassy, or Greek Embassy actually was hosting a Greek Independence Day reception yesterday. It was quite fun. Very fun. I was enjoying it. It was nice. I got to meet the ambassador a couple times, actually. I met him once before, but we talked and then talked to him later in the evening when a lot of people were gone. He's fascinating. Just incredibly outgoing, fun guy. Like ambassadors, I don't know. A lot of the ambassadors I've met over the years have been kind of, I don't know. Sometimes they're kind of weird, but fun guy. So that was fun. Met a lot of the embassy folks. Met some folks I knew, some folks I didn't know, some folks that knew me, which was kind of fun. Some folks that knew my family in Greece, which was fun. So anyway, had a lot of fun at the Greek embassy festivities yesterday. So, and I like that kind. I haven't done that stuff in a while. I enjoy that stuff, and it's fun doing Greek. I mean, I'm Greek, so it's fun doing Greek stuff. So anyway, welcome guys. So how are we all doing this evening? Today's Thursday, March 26th. Food was good. I'm very picky about Greek food. I think probably other ethnic groups are this way too, where it's like, you know your food, like you know how your grandmother made it, your mom makes it, I make it. I have the same recipe grandmother, mom's had, so that I'm very picky when I get Greek food. It was good. There was actually the best part was they had lamb chops, and the lamb chops were to die for. You know those little lamb chops that are like this big on the bone, and they're really expensive and they're really good. Like those were really, really, really good. So I was very happy about that. That made me very happy. No spanakopita. They had tidopita that were okay, but the lamb chops were the pièce de résistance, however we would say that in Greek. So it was nice. It was nice. Like I said, just a lot of fun people to talk to too. So we do not use mint jelly. No, we use garlic, maybe lemon, oregano, salt, pepper. That would probably be about it. So yes, we do not use mint and all that kind of crazy English stuff. Anyway, so yeah, welcome guys. So keep in mind Saturday is our coffee talk, the hangout I do for the paid monthly subscribers. So anybody who's a super fan on TikTok, also same thing for YouTube, Substack, anybody who's a monthly subscriber, Discord. We do our show, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And it's a hangout we do for everybody just as a special show, as a special thanks for you guys. Nothing planned. It's just sort of a hangout, but it's a fun hangout. Smaller group, obviously. So join us for Saturday. That's what I thought Saturday might be the No Kings protest. People were saying that. You know, can I just say, I've seen nothing about the No Kings protest until like today. Thank you, Succeed. Are you sure Saturday is No Kings? Because literally I've seen nothing about it. I mean, nothing. Ashley mentioned something the other day in the mod chat, and I saw it today and went, huh? That's weird to me. The other problem is Washington, D.C., not the day you want to be doing it. It's the middle of the Cherry Blossom Festival. You really, I mean, it's the city's going to be packed. We'll see. I'm not convinced. Unfortunately, I don't think it's the best. It's great weather, but it's the middle of the Cherry Blossom Festival. It's not when you want to be downtown with thousands of people when there's already 100,000 people in the city. Let's see. I'm a little annoyed that I haven't heard anything about it, though. I mean, literally, I've heard nothing about this until Ashley's thing about an hour ago. I saw it and your guys' comments. So anyway, we'll see. But I always worry. I worry when I've not heard about it. I'm telling you, all of you heard about it. I've heard nothing about this. I worry when I haven't heard stuff that, like, how much the message is getting out there. We'll see. In any case, as I said, tomorrow, Friday, it's the cherry blossoms. Let's see. I'm not convinced it's going to be a very good time to protest, but we shall see. Any case, let's get rolling, guys. So thank you for joining today. There's a ton of news. My notes are too long. I'm going to see. I may cut stuff as we go through. There's just a ton of news today. Trump is playing games with Iran. Again, not at all clear what's going on with Iran. I mean, he tacoed again today. He totally flip-flopped again. You can't trust him on any of this stuff, unfortunately. Obviously, we know that. We know that. I'm going to yawn at you, too. I got up early. But very hard to know what the hell is going on with Trump. But let's get rolling. So Trump, I didn't even know he tacoed again on his deadline to blow up Iran's energy facilities. What I had not realized was he had already tacoed like once in between. So Trump had said, in 48 hours, I'm going to blow up Iran's energy plants unless they open the Strait of Hormuz. And then 48 hours came and he said, okay, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Because they're really being good about negotiating. And Iran goes, we're not negotiating. So that was the first taco. I missed the beginning of the second taco, which is he then turned around and said, but now there's a new timetable. In X number of days, I'm going to blow up Iran's energy plants. Well, that was coming up shortly, maybe even tomorrow. I don't even know. No, I don't even know. It might have been coming up Monday. I don't even know when that was coming up. But that one was coming up soon. And today, he tacoed on the second threat to blow up Iran's energy plants and said, the negotiations are going so well. Again, same thing, that we're going to postpone until April 6th. April 6th will be the day that we blow up all of Iran's energy plants. He's just bullshitting at this point. A couple problems here. As people have pointed out, blowing up Iran's energy plants would be a war crime. You're not allowed to blow up civilian structures. It would be literally a war crime. And every single member of the U.S. military who followed that order would potentially go to jail for war crimes if they ever step foot out of the United States. So there's that problem. The other thing is a lot of people think he's just delaying the inevitable. He's planning a war. Everything points to he's planning a land invasion of Iran. Very dangerous, very deadly. Really not clear what the point is of all of this. But okay, it's Donald Trump, which means literally flit, right? 3-day, 2-day, 1-day warning, deadline, this, that. I mean, everything's flitty, bouncy, right? That's him. Nothing he says matters. He's a liar. But, oh, hello, Sadie. I've never seen that one before. That's cute. That was very cute. Thank you, Sadie. That was very funny. It was sort of like Ebenezer Scrooge-ish, but in Greek colors, exactly. He's a pathological liar, so you can't trust what he says. The other problem with Trump is he also is a, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Basically, somebody who doesn't keep their word. But what I mean by this is, I think, A, Trump lies all the time. B, sometimes he tells the truth, but there's no moral compass and there's no moral code. Or actually, maybe this is probably no ethical code, is my guess, for telling the truth. For keeping a promise. Actually, that's what I mean, keeping a promise. There's no ethical code. So he could tell you that this is what we're doing, but 2 days later, he'll change his mind because he owes you nothing. He doesn't, I think it's unethical. I think it might even be unethical, not even immoral, because he'll legitimately tell you a promise, but he won't keep it because he'll change his mind later. And there's no ethical rules inside of the man that tell him, hey, you should keep a promise. You should keep a treaty. You should keep a commitment, right? This is why the NATO stuff is so dangerous. He's never going to defend any of you guys. This is why all the trade treaties you're making with him are bullshit. Thank you, Jocelyn. He's never going to abide by them. I mean, he might not. It depends how he feels that day, what he eats for lunch, how many bowls of ice cream. But there's no moral or ethical core to him that says, the United States has made this commitment, we must keep it. I mean, literally, there's no, right? So that's what makes it hard with all this Iran stuff is the deadline could be real, doesn't really matter. He lies, and he doesn't care as well. So he might mean the deadline today, doesn't mean he'll meet it tomorrow. I think he's going to war. I think we're going to have a land invasion at this point. It's possible he reaches some agreement with Iran. I don't think so. As of today, I think we're invading. We're having a land invasion, and it's going to be a mess. The real concern, okay, a couple different things, actually. One of the reasons Trump is postponing the bombing of all the electrical plants in Iran is he's claiming that, remember we talked about this yesterday, remember? Iran did an amazing thing. Iran gave us gifts. Gifts I can't tell you about because it would ruin it. And then we found out the gifts were things we already heard about, that tankers were allegedly going through the Strait of Hormuz. Well, Bloomberg just did a story that said, actually, those tankers, Trump said Iran allowed tankers to go through the Strait of Hormuz as a thank you to us. It didn't happen. Bloomberg says there's no evidence that it happened. He was lying. Either he was lying or Iran effed him over and Iran lied to him. Thank you, Marsha. But there is no way to judge what the hell's going on with this war because this guy's word means nothing. No. Not coincidentally, the stock market dropped 1.7% today, its largest drop since the war started. Thank you, son, for the gifts. I think that's why he extended this deadline to bomb them as well. He is so freaked out about the stock market. I mean, totally freaked out about the stock market. Anytime it goes down, Trump has to taco and just totally cave. The other thing is, Axios is at the same time reporting that Trump and the Pentagon are planning the final blow to end the Iran war. It will be crushing. We will destroy them. And it includes possibly sending ground troops, a huge bombing campaign. Thank you again, Annie, for that one. I always love that. Thank you, Marcia, as well. Bombing campaign, blocking ships carrying Iranian oil, taking over Iranian oil export hubs and islands. And, dog, you want to come through again? I don't know what you want from me. I know. Well, Sasha, what are you doing? Sorry, my dog's having a hard time today. She's just getting, little. You just want to stand there? Okay, sorry. You all right? You want to come through? Can you come through? Come here. There you go. Okay. Sorry. Dog's having issues today. She's just she's walking okay, but she's just she's just being difficult. I don't know. Sorry. My dog is a senior and she's been having some issues recently. But she squeezed half through. She likes to climb under my microphone stand. It's a tripod. And of course, what's the best way is climbing under a tripod, not walking around it. And she just got kind of stuck. So that's what that was. Me looking down and going, I think she's a little stuck. So sorry about that, guys. I know she's making me feel bad because it is kind of sad. She's getting up there, All right? You all right? So at the same time all of this is being talked about, they're clearly planning something big. They're admitting to the press. They're possible. And again, maybe this is disinformation. Maybe it's a lie. But supposedly they're planning on, thank you, Max. Thank you for that, for the Sasha gifts. Oh, good. We got the stupid AI is back on TikTok again. Thanks, TikTok, because, whoever programmed that must have been really smart to think, hey, let's have an AI that spits out the same thing repeatedly every other line in really busy chats, because that would be really fun. It's telling me to give you all a shout out again. Oh, man. TikTok, I'm telling you. So here's my concern. We've talked about this before. Thank you, Daria. Trump is going to go and blow up all of Iran's oil again? Really? We're going to take over their oil export terminals and we're going to take over their tankers? Really? And you don't think Iran is going to respond by, thank you, Julie. You don't think Iran is going to respond by blowing up Saudi Arabia's oil fields? And Bahrain's and Qatar's and UAE's and everybody else's, Dubai, and going after the natural gas? And why the hell wouldn't they? Of course they're going to. They already have. Twice. We've already twice had Trump say, no one could have imagined that when we attacked Iran's energy, they would attack the energy of their neighbors. Twice now he said this. The first time was total bullshit because, as I said, I've studied this stuff. A freshman in college studying the Middle East and studying war with Iran is going to hear, big concern is Iran shutting down the Strait of Hormuz where 20% of the world's oil goes through. Thank you, Luis. So bullshit that he didn't know. Second of all, a week later, actually not even a week, like 4 days later, he said it again. No, it happened again. No one told me. And you're like, okay, are you going senile? Like, you literally 4 days ago said, no one told me that if we attacked Iran's energy, they would attack the energy of the Saudi Arabians. And then a couple days later, it happened again. They attacked the Israelis attacked a natural gas field in Iran. So the Iranians said, fuck you. And they attacked one in, I think it was Bahrain or Qatar. I forget which. Might have been Qatar, actually. And Trump yet again said, whoa, no one told me the Iranians would do that. You're like, well, if you actually are having dementia problems and you literally can't remember what people are telling you, that might be an explanation why you don't remember 4 days ago that the same thing happened, and you don't remember that for your briefings they told you it would happen. So taking us back to this again, if we go after Iran's energy, they're gonna go after the energy in the region, and again, oil prices going through the roof. Well, they've already doubled. They're going to go through much more. The other problem is, and I was reading more about this today, if we have a land war, like we try to take over these islands and things, everyone is saying, A, it's going to be very hard. The Iranians are going to blow the crap out of our Marines. And it's open air. Like it's an island that's like 15 miles. One of them is 15 miles off of Iran. And Iran's going to be on the coast just bombing us like D-Day style as we come into this island practically, right? Second of all, what I was reading said, A, you're in the boats coming to the island or planes coming to the island, right? You get off the boat and they're bombing you. You get on the shore and they're bombing you. You run across the shore and they're bombing you. You get into the field and they're bombing you. There's no like forest there. And then you get in the only shelter that exists and they're bombing you. So that happens, right? That's the first thing. Then let's say our Marines survive weeks and weeks and weeks of sitting exposed, being bombed by the Iranians. How do we leave? What if Iran just says, we're not leaving, right? We're not giving up. We're not gonna open up the Strait of Hormuz. Then what do we do? Are we permanently occupying Iran? Is that, gee, another forever war? Who could have thunk it, right? Are we leaving and letting Iran, thank you, lamb chops, speaking of lamb chops, are we leaving and letting Iran just basically keep the strait closed forever? Or Iran said today, what it's planning on doing, Iran is planning on setting up a permanent toll on the Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz currently, I'd actually checked this out the other day. It's a small waterway. 20% of the world's oil and natural gas go through there. And it's maybe 10 miles across or whatever, between the smallest point, maybe even 5 miles potentially. Thank you for that. Thank you, Jocelyn, at its smallest point. And the Strait of Hormuz is actually Iranian water and Oman, water belonging to Iran, water belonging to Oman and Iran. Hard to say both of those. But under international law, ships are allowed to pass through. They're not, neither country can stop international shipping from going through. But they also can't stop you and charge you a toll for it. Like, that's not allowed either. And Iran is now saying that's what they're going to do next. They're going to charge a toll. Thank you, Andrea. They're going to charge a toll, or Andrea. They're going to charge a toll for any ships trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz. That would be very bad. That would mean Iran would control 20% of the world's oil. That would be very, very, very bad. We did not have that going into this war. What else we got here? Russia is reportedly sending drones to Iran. Russia told Trump that they weren't helping Iran at all. And remember, Trump and his people said, oh, the Russians told us they weren't helping. We take them at their word. Well, taking the Russian at their word has now set up a situation where U.S. troops could be killed. There's a surprise. No one could have seen that one coming. Trump claimed today the war. All of these stories matter because they all show how screwed up he is, how disastrous this war potentially could be. Trump claimed today that We are way, quote, way ahead of schedule. And again, there's something wrong with this guy, okay? Listen, thank you, Max. Thank you for the gifts. Listen to this, right? We're way ahead of schedule, Trump said today. He said, we estimated it would take approximately 4 to 6 weeks to achieve our goals. Okay? Listen, I want you to do the math here. You know how long a week is, 7 days. We estimated it would take 4 to 6 weeks to achieve our goals. 26 days in, we're really a lot ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. The schedule was 28 to, 6 times 3 is 42. 28 to 42 days was the schedule. Between 28 and 42 days, the war would go. We're at day 26 of 28. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. I don't have the thing up today. I got to put it up there. Hang on a second. Where's the viewer? There it is. There it is. Oh, it's the Trump wig. Thank you. Thank you for that. Do you get what he did? There we go. Trump said today that we're way ahead of schedule. The war was supposed to take a minimum of 28 days, but it's already been 26 days, he said, so we're way ahead of schedule. The schedule was the war was supposed to end as early as 2 days from now. How is the fact that we're pretty much at that point way ahead of that point? We're not way ahead of 28 days, right? 28 days was the prediction. It's the 26th day. And he said, we're way ahead now because look, it's day 26, but I said it might take 28 days and it's only 26. So we're way ahead. And he didn't say we're ending the war today. He simply said, there's something wrong with this guy. That's the weird thing with all of this. There's something wrong with him. With this, he's trying to do this kind of analysis, right? It's completely fucked up. He didn't say 6 to 8 weeks. Actually, you're wrong. He said 4 to 6 weeks. And actually, his quote today, by the way, whoever said that on TikTok, I'm not sure where you got that from. Let me read you Trump's quote today. So we estimated it would take approximately 4 to 6 weeks. If you know your math, I don't know, maybe you don't. 4 to 6 weeks actually means 4 to 6 weeks. Just to make sure. So I win. So that's our boy. That's our boy. Things are going so well that Republicans on the Hill are preparing to cut healthcare spending. That's the latest plan. The latest Republican plan to fund the war is to cut healthcare. They're talking about gutting Obamacare, taking more money from Obamacare. They've already cut money from Obamacare. Remember, a lot of our premiums are going to be doubled because Trump and everybody refused to put money in. It would have cost $30 billion. Trump is already spending, he wants $200 billion for this war. They couldn't do 30 to give us health care, but they now want to cut Obamacare further in order to fund the war. That's the latest plan. One Republican senator told Semafor to listen to this. This is a Republican senator who told Semafor is a publication here in Washington. One Republican senator told Semafor that it will probably take some U.S. ground troops and diplomacy to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. While Trump may end up declaring victory, this senator described the operation's current state as a effing clusterf. He actually said both words, but I don't want TikTok to get mad at me. The senator said the current state of the war is it's a fucking clusterf, according to the senator, and entirely predictable. So the senator said Trump has totally effed up the war. It's a disaster, and of course this is what Trump would do. Totally predictable. Thank you, Uncle, for the gift there. Anyway, what else we got here? The U.S. gasoline is up to $3.99 a gallon today. Oil is up again, around 5%, both British and American oil. Financial Times reports that the Middle East crisis will fuel a surge in U.S. inflation to 4.2% this year. That's the estimate by the OECD. That's a lot higher. We were around 3%. Getting it to 4.2% would be a nearly 50% jump from where we are. Not a 50% jump in inflation, so to speak. It's a 50% jump in inflation, but not a 50% jump in prices, right? Inflation will be 50% higher than it should have been, or than it was at 3%. Thank you for the gift there. Who just did the Elvis? Sorry, I'm trying to see. Oop, sorry, TikTok. I hope TikTok didn't just close on me. Son of a... Oop, there we go. TikTok went off the screen on me, evil TikTok. Is it back now? Okay, it's back now. All right. What else we got? Trump. Oh, Trump talking about oil prices. So oil prices have doubled. Oil prices have doubled, right? Trump says, I thought the oil prices would go up more, and I thought the stock market would go down more. Hasn't been nearly as severe as I thought. I think they have confidence in maybe the American president and maybe the people sitting around this table. Trump thinks oil prices, now, yeah, it's fine now, I'm assuming, yeah. Trump thinks oil prices haven't gone up very much. They've only doubled. They've only doubled from the war. And the reason they haven't gone up, mind you, they've doubled. The reason Trump says oil prices haven't gone up much is because they like him. Everyone has such confidence in him. Except that, of course, oil prices have doubled, so they have gone up a lot. What else do we have here? Reuters. Oh, God. This is one. Actually, hold on. This is one I threw this in here, but I wanted to talk about it. No, I'm going to put this story here now. This is a story for later, but I actually want to mention it now. We're in the middle of a war, and I want you to hear what Trump is doing. We're in the middle of an economic crisis and a war. We've got troops. The latest I heard was 13 U.S. service members dead. I don't know where that number came from because I didn't hear that till this afternoon. 13 are dead. Inflation risk going through the roof now. Oil prices, energy prices going through the roof. And Trump today, we found out, listen to this. Reuters. The U.S. paper currency will bear President Donald Trump's signature to mark the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence, the Treasury Department said today, a first for a sitting president, while deleting the Treasury of the United States signature from U.S. money for the first time in 165 years. The Treasury said in a statement to Reuters that the first $100 bills with Trump's signature and that of the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent will be printed in June, followed by other bills in subsequent months. He's changing the currency to put his name on it. No president has done that in 165 years. Not only that, we're at war, and he's busy trying to figure out how to put more fatted cow icons, whatever the hell it is, to himself. This is sick stuff, guys. This is sick stuff. I mean, again, Democratic president tried this shit when inflation's about to explode, when the economy's in trouble, when the stock market's going down, when we're at war. And by the way, how many days has Donald Trump focused on inflation since he's been president? Any? How many hours has Donald Trump focused on inflation since he's been president? At all? Even 1 hour? 1 hour? And instead of focusing on inflation, instead of focusing on the cost of living and our economy, Trump is yet again. The other story, I wasn't even going to include the other story. He's also remodeling the White House now. He's going into the treaty room and all these other rooms, and he's going to change them because he doesn't like them. He wants to make the treaty room into an extra bedroom or something. It's like an old famous room in the White House. He wants to make it an extra bedroom. Why? I mean, an extra bedroom. Oh, because what, is he going to turn it into an Airbnb? Why do we need extra bedrooms? No one stays at the frickin' White House unless he's going to charge people. Maybe, right? Who knows? I mean, again, we're at war. The economy is in trouble. Inflation has been a huge problem. And Donald Trump is focusing on every vanity project he can focus on at this point to glorify himself and not to glorify the country and the American people. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. More here. What else we have here? Oh, Trump is hating NATO again. He hates NATO again. Like, la, la, la. He tweeted, I'm going to read the tweet and then what he said. He lied again, of course. Surprise, Mr. Pathological Liar. NATO nations have done absolutely nothing to help with the lunatic nation now militarily decimated of Iran. The USA needs nothing from NATO, but never forget this very important point in time. Yeah, this has been 2 weeks now that Trump has been crying that that Iran's been destroyed. We need nothing from NATO. And NATO, why aren't you helping us? This is 2 weeks of crybaby begging for NATO's help, even though we've destroyed Iran and we don't need NATO's help. But he's still crying that we need their help because we're in trouble with this war. That's why he's crying for NATO's help. He goes on. This is the lie part. Well, he lied about saying we didn't need their help. We're very disappointed with NATO because NATO has done absolutely nothing. I said 25 years ago that NATO's a paper tiger. Yeah, NATO has only ensured the peace for 70 years, but you know, you be you. You be you, Mr. Signature on the dollar guy. I said 25 years ago that NATO's a paper tiger, but more importantly, that we'll come to their rescue, but they will never come to ours. Trump yet again claimed that NATO never comes to our rescue. Actually, the only country in the world whose NATO came to the rescue of was the United States of America after 9/11. After 9/11, we invoked the NATO Charter. We invoked Article 5. We demanded that NATO come to our collective self-defense. No other country has done it in the 70-year existence of NATO other than the United States of America. We are the only country to ask for help, and NATO gave it to us. For the second time now, Trump has put out the lie that NATO's never come to our defense. He knows that. And again, guys, it's so important. It's not just that he's a liar. What do you think of a man who, in order to convince you he's right, he only lies? That's what he thinks of you. And that's what he thinks of his own arguments, right? That he can't tell you the truth. Because if he tells you the truth, you're not going to support him. But if he lies, he can get you to support him. What does that say about his beliefs, right? I mean, there is something seriously wrong, and finally with him is seriously wrong with him. He gets corrected, and he just digs in and continues the lie. You know he's been corrected. You know his staff has told him, all right, dog, I know, hi. You know his staff has told him and said, actually, Mr. President, we're the only country that NATO has come to the aid of. We're the only country that has asked NATO for help, and they came to our help. You know he's been told that, but he still continues the lie anyway. He's like, okay, we'll just keep lying, right? Big deal, big deal. I mean, it's just so pathetic, you know? This was an interesting story for the Washington Post. So things are going so bad in Ukraine that Washington Post reports the Pentagon is now considering stealing aid from Ukraine that the Europeans paid for. Europe, remember, like, Trump didn't want to give any more aid to Ukraine, and he said, if you pay for it, maybe. And the Europeans said, fine, we'll pay for it. So Europe has paid for a bunch of aid that's going to Ukraine. Well, Trump is now considering taking that aid and Europe paid for it. It's being made for Europe to give Ukraine. Taking it and sending it to the Middle East instead because things are going so badly with the war in the Middle East. Again, you've got to put all of these things together, right? He's sending the 82nd Airborne into the Middle East. He's sending thousands of... Why? Why send troops whose goal is basically a land invasion? Why send them if things are going okay? If Iran's been decimated, if everything's fine, why do we need to send all these extra troops? Because he's lying. Things are not fine. And the same thing with this. A Fox poll of Trump. President Trump's approval rating dipped. This is Fox News' poll, which typically would be higher, right? President Trump's approval rating dipped to 41% in March, and 59% of registered voters now disapprove of him, the highest disapproval of either of his terms. That's what's important. This Fox News poll shows that based on Fox News polling, this is the worst approval that Trump has ever had. So the people dislike him the most of any time he's been president. Good, but that's also very interesting. Republican approval fell to a second-term low of 84%, down from 92%. That's interesting, because remember, Republicans ought to be 94%, 95%. They're down to 84%. It's not enough, but it's very interesting that even his core Republican base is starting to crack. Independents, 25% approve. That's great. I mean, terrible for him, but it's great for America. What else we got? Hang on here. Thank you, Russell, for the gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. More economic consequences. Playbook reports that the economic crisis sparked by the war in the Middle East is leading Trump officials to fear that Gulf states will withdraw the tens of billions of dollars in promised investments. Was there a wig gift? I missed it. Oh, was there a wig gift? Okay, I missed that one. Thank you. Who was the... sorry, I was looking at my notes. One moment here. Oh, there it is, Russell. Oh, God, Russell, I was spacing out. I even said thank you, Russell. I was spacing out. Sorry. I don't always remember, like, which gift is what there. Thank you, Russell. That's a gift that we, there we go. That's a gift that we put on the Trump hair for. on TikTok whenever we get the whale jumping through the air. So thank you, Russell. You get a minute of Trump hair for that one. So all that money the Arab states said they were going to invest in the U.S. Thank you, Brady, for the meerkat. All the money they said they were going to invest, there's now concerns that they're not, because their economies are in so much trouble as well because Trump started this war without them. Other news. The Washington Post reports that several Senate Republicans are pressing the White House to declare a national emergency to free up money to pay the Transportation Security Agency. These are all those airport employees doing security. Even more potential Trump-related insider trading. Senate Democrats are raising concern about data that shows Venezuela's sovereign bonds linked to the state-owned oil company rallied before and after Trump's attack on Venezuela. So now we've got multiple incidents dealing with Iran and now Venezuela as well that it looks like Trump told somebody and somebody cashed in with insider trading. Even more Trump corruption. Oh, this one's amazing. So listen to this one. Thank you, Daria. That was really good. It was Daria. It was Daria, right? That was very funny. It was Daria. She gave a tiara, but they put the tiara on top of the Trump wig. That was very funny. Thank you, Max. Oh, that's a goat. We got a screaming goat as well. That would be Lady Di. That would be Lady Di, actually. That was a Lady Di. That's actually a really interesting point. Maybe we have to put up. There's no way for me to list it. A Lady Di when we get both gifts combined. Thank you. Which goat do we want? Who was the goat person? It was really cool. It was the the Trump hair with a tiara. So it's Lady Di. Sorry, Ash. Who was our goat person, and which goat do they want? Surprise you, just Max? Okay. Let's do something a little different here. Hang on. These things crack me up. This is like, oh God, I gotta stop. Then it gets ready. This is like the other night when oh my God, stop talking. The other night, I asked Alexa what the temperature was, and thank you again for the gift. She gave me an answer. Google heard the answer and started talking to Alexa. And Alexa starts responding to Google, and for about 15 seconds, they went back and forth, and it was the weirdest effing thing. Though mine has never done that before, especially when I didn't do it on purpose. I've never just had it do it on its own. Thank you, Russell. It just did it on its own. It was very weird stuff. So yeah, that was a little. I mean, literally, I'm walking into my bathroom and I said, Alexa, what's the temperature? And I said, oh, the temperature outside right now is 70 degrees, whatever it was. And then I'm in my bathroom and I hear Google going pop 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 pop, and I hear Alexa go pop pop pop. And then Google, and I walked into my bedroom, and they're each saying 3 or 4 words back to each other. And like, I think Alexa, especially, thank you, Zero, Alexa and Dave and Bowie, Alexa was getting kind of confused and was like, well, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but okay. I mean, the whole thing was surreal. Very, very scary stuff. Yeah, anyway, what else we got? Oh God, this story. So Michael Flynn. Oh, hello, Max. Thank you. Very cool gift from Max. Thank you, Max. And probably I do like that one a lot. That the Egyptian thing is like King Tut, the Pharaoh thing is way too cool. Thank you, Melanie. What were we? Oh, Michael Flynn. So Michael Flynn was Donald Trump's national security advisor. Remember, 10 days he survived like less than a Scaramucci. He was there for 10 days in the White House, and he had like creepy secret meetings or secret communications with the Russians. And our intelligence picked up on it and basically like alerted the White House and said like, okay, your national security advisor was having weird back communications with the Russian officials. It was very strange. And Trump fired him. Trump had to fire him because it was so creepy what he did. Well, the FBI investigates and finds out that Flynn lied to FBI agents about the actual conversations, like the whole story of what was he doing. Trump's national security advisor, what was he doing talking to the Russians secretly? He lied to the FBI about it. Well, that's even weirder, right? I mean, think about it. You're like a government official. You're working for Trump at a senior level. You're just starting the administration, so there's not a hell of a lot going on. And you're having some conversation with the Russians, and the FBI asks you about it, and you're already fired. You lie about it? Like, why would you lie? Or maybe he, actually, I shouldn't say I don't know when in time he lied. Why would you lie about it? Why would you lie about it? Anyway, it is a super duper crime to lie to the FBI during an investigation. You're not allowed to. He pleads guilty to lying to the FBI twice. Trump pardons him. He then sues the government and says, I want restitution from the U.S. government because I was politically targeted. Now, Michael Flynn used to be the head of DIA, Defense Intelligence, which is a really high position. He's weird. I mean, you can Google this guy. He's very weird. He's really big on all the Trump conspiracy theories about the election and all that crap. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, this guy. Michael Flynn sues and says, this was all about political persecution. Thank you, Russell. And Trump today Trump ordered the Justice Department to give him $1.2 million because he was politically persecuted. He was politically persecuted by confessing in court and pleading guilty to lying twice to the FBI, which is a crime. He confessed in court and pled guilty. He was politically persecuted. By the way, that $1.2 million, it literally is coming from you and me. This is our money. It's not our money in some hypothetical. It's literally our money. He took our tax money and gave $1.2 million to his freaking Looney Tunes former NSA. Okay? Guess what else is happening? Don't forget this. Donald Trump sued the IRS for $230 million he wants, and then he sued the federal government for, I think it's $10 billion that he wants from the federal government for all of his political persecution. Guess who gets to decide if Donald Trump gets $10 billion from the federal government? Donald Trump. Donald Trump, the president, gets to decide if Donald Trump, the plaintiff, gets $10 billion to make him whole because of all the political persecution. This stuff is sick, what's going on. And again, we're so used to it now that he can take $1 million from the federal coffers, $1 million of our tax money, and just give it away. And we're like, you know, and again, it's the smallest story of that. Literally, that story got no news at all today. Got no news at all today, right? Because of everything else he's doing. I mean, these people all need to be in jail for a very long time. What else we got? A few other news stories. Reuters. Oh, yes. So Trump now, the Ukrainians, Zelensky came out and said that Trump is now demanding that Ukraine give up all of eastern Ukraine to the Russians, or Trump won't give any security guarantees to the Ukrainians. Yeah, let's talk about that. By the way, the person who's about to leave said, you must be talking about Democrats. Actually, let's talk about Hunter Biden. The Republicans claimed, by the way, they claimed Hunter Biden like profited $24 million. They claimed. That was the claim. Now, they lied because remember they were going to impeach Biden for this, and they didn't impeach Biden. Remember, Republicans controlled Congress, and they were going to impeach Biden for all the Hunter Biden stuff, and they never did in 4 years. Because guess what happened? Their chief witness was arrested by the FBI because he lied. He made the whole thing up, right? $24 million is what the Republicans claim Hunter Biden profited off of his dad's name. The Trump people are up to $5 billion, I think. I forget the exact number now. It's $5 billion between Trump and his friends, and now you got the insider trading, the deal, the Arab oil deal. I forget if it was Qatar or which Arab oil state it was, put $2 billion into some Trump thing that they were investing in. Well, then you had, was it $5 billion? How much was it that they gave to Kushner's group before? Was that $5 billion that the Saudis gave to him before? Right? I mean, it just, never ends with these people. So now, coming back to this, Trump is telling Ukraine they've got to give, mind you, Ukraine has been kicking Russia's ass like nobody's business the last month or so. Elon Musk cut off the Starlink. That Star Power is an internet provider. Starlink. cut off Starlink, which is satellite internet that the Russians weren't supposed to be using, but they were stealing and using. Elon cut it off. Well, once they cut it off, it became a disaster for the Russians. The Russian troops, remember we heard the other day, in 4 days, they had 6,000 casualties. 6,000 casualties in 4 days. Well, the Ukrainians are actually getting significant amounts of land back now, which is great. Trump now wants the Ukrainians to give up eastern Ukraine entirely, eastern Ukraine that the Russians just can't get. They're dying to get. The Russians want to turn eastern Ukraine into Russia. They can't get it but militarily. Trump wants Ukraine to give up eastern Ukraine to Russia, and then he will promise to protect Ukraine in the future and not let Russia touch them again. Here's the problem. Donald Trump is never, he's a liar. He also doesn't like you. And I've told this for you Europeans as well. He doesn't like you. Canadians too. He doesn't like you. Unless you become an authoritarian dictator, he's not going to like you. You've got to give up on democracy and become a dictator. Then he'll like you. But up until then, there's no way. Right now, who does Donald Trump hate? Zelensky in Ukraine. Who does he love now? Belarus. Trump is now sucking up to the dictator of Belarus, which crazy, Lukashenko, crazy bad dictator. The notion that Donald Trump is going to come to defend Ukraine, hardy har har har, right? If the Russians do anything, he is not going to do a damn thing if the Russians come and attack Ukraine. Not a damn thing at all. So, Ukraine's in a bad spot because they're still getting U.S. intelligence that they need, but they've got to figure out how to basically drag Trump along and never agree to any deal. Because again, this is just like the Europeans too. Any trade, as we've seen, any trade deal you meet with the U.S. will not be held. Trump's going to get mad at you and put more sanctions on you. He's just going to do it. He's going to put more tariffs. He's going to do whatever. There is no, any arms deal, he'll just call it off when he gets mad at you. You'll put a lot of money in. You're going to be waiting years for the arms, and he's just going to stop it because he's going to, I don't know, he'll eat too much ice cream that day and get agita or whatever the hell, and he's just going to cut it off. He's never going to defend Ukraine. He's never. And then I saw actually, and I think it was an Australian today. There was some Australian defense. I was kind of mean to him on Twitter, I will say, but I think he was an Australian defense analyst, and he said, something to the effect of, Trump's comments today raise serious concern that he may not come to the aid of NATO. And I wasn't trying to be mean to him, but I was like, dude, he's not coming to your aid, okay? This should not be irrelevant. How many times do we need to tell you he's not coming to help you? He's not going to defend you. You should absolutely, positively not count on America for the next 2.5 years coming to help you if the Russians invade. It's not happening. Well, it wasn't. He was an Australian analyst, I think. But I think he was. I'm not even sure who the guy was. But I was like, get it through your heads, guys. We are not your friend anymore. I am. My country is not your friend unless you live in a very bad place with very bad people. Iran will be the next place he's going to be friends with. He loves the Venezuelans now. Still the same dictatorship, still oppressing all their people, but the dictators are paying him gold, literally, so he's okay with that. Same thing's going to be with Iran. All Iran has to do, give him some gold or oil or whatever he wants. I'm not saying they should, but he doesn't care if they've got a theocratic state that murders 19-year-old wrestlers. He doesn't care. He probably prefers it because he already said he likes the strong men. Whether it's the strong men from World War II, you know who that is, or whether it's the strong men today, the dictators, he likes that. He said, remember he talked about Kim in North Korea? And said, look at the way his generals respond when he talks to them. I wish I could have generals like that, responding like that. Well, we know whose generals he wanted. Remember the other guy from World War II. But he wanted people to respond to him the way they respond to Kim in North Korea. And it's like, dude, seriously. Final thing here. A new Senate report says Trump is flying illegal immigrants on private jets to deport them at a cost of $413,000 a person. Oh, and there's a new gold bust of Trump at Mar-a-Lago because, I guess cows were too expensive, or I don't know. Anyway, all right, that's it we're still hanging and talking, but that's it for today. Oh my God, just crazy. It just doesn't stop. And what also doesn't stop is TikTok's horrific AI that is still giving me nonstop. Give them a shout out. Give them a shout out. Julian, give them a shout out. It's like, oh my God. Okay, now it's going to pause. Yeah, now it's pausing for a second. Oh my God. Kash Patel grand jury record? No, I did not. What was that about? Ooh, la, 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 la. Yeah, here we go. George, give them a shout out. Gail, give them a shout out. Jimena, give them a shout out. Lori, give them a shout out. Depressed, give them a shout out. I kid you not. CK Talk, give them a shout out. You guys can see how all those names, every single one, it's throwing an AI sentence below it that's telling me to give them a shout out. I'm guessing you can't see it. Oh my God. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. Anyway. Hey, stop please. You're fine. Cut it out. Oh my God. Anyway. Oh, you're very lucky you can't see it because it's making it. I mentioned to somebody today, they were like, well, I don't know. Sometimes TikTok blows my mind. It's as if there's Martians running the engineering team. I'm just trying to figure out like who thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if every 1 second we throw a new AI message on the screen to confuse people who are trying to create and go live? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why they pay you $300,000 a year as an engineer, isn't it? Because you're obviously very smart. Very, very smart. Oh, my God. Anyway. What else, guys? What else? Give them a shout out. Oh, my God. Oh, Lordy. Yep, the UX design. It's the UX. It's the interface designers. Fair enough. That's true. All right, I'll blame the UX designers and not the engineers. Still. Oh, la 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 la. Thank you, Josh. That's just my hair is itching today. I don't know why. Independence Day party was very nice. We had a Independence Day party at the Greek embassy yesterday. They held it somewhere else, bigger place. Good food, lots of good people. I got to talk to the ambassador a bit. Met a number of people at the embassy, which was very nice because I didn't really have too many contacts there, so I do now. You know who I saw who was very interesting. Who I talked to for a minute. Walking around, didn't look like anybody recognized him because he was walking around kind of alone, and he literally walked right up to me, not intentionally, but was walking around. And I said, "Excuse me, aren't you Alex Marquardt?" And he goes, "Yes." He was still is a correspondent, but he was ABC News's and then CNN's like war correspondent. Always doing the Middle East, the Arab Spring, all this kind of stuff. Kind of young-looking guy. I mean, still very young-looking, but very almost like a lion in a way. Very, very big reporter. But so we talked to him for a little bit. He gave me his card, so I messaged him today because he'd be great to get on the show. I mean, super duper, like I said, NBC and ABC News, American ABC war correspondent, smart guy, very cool. So that was kind of fun. I saw a couple, number of Greek friends I knew here in town, or Greek American friends. So that was nice. It was very nice though. It was a good day for a party. So he's working independently now. I think he must have been laid off by CNN. I'm guessing. Because they've been laying off so many people over the last year. He was very good. Alex Marquardt's like a big deal. I mean, like I said, ABC News as well. He's just very good. So I'm not sure what he's doing now. Do they only speak Greek? No, they do both. I would say the event was run in English, so even like the ambassador's speech was in English. Oh, hey, Jens. The back is feeling decent. I did have my little injection, so the back is feeling much better. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the event was in English. When the Greeks talk to you, they kind of do 50. It's funny. A lot of them do 50-50, I think, assuming you know some Greek, which I do. But they wouldn't necessarily know that. But it's kind of a mix. Like a lot of them just know probably better to do English. But some of them, like one of the embassy guys who was helping me with my citizenship application, always kind of does 50-50, which cracks me up because my Greek is okay, but he just assumes I know Greek. So I was like, okay, all right. It was fun. Anyway, I hear you. Hi. Hello. I know. Oh, I'm tired. I woke up a little early this morning. So anyway, so remember we've got Coffee Talk Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. So don't forget that for the paid monthly, adjusting my lighting a little bit here, for the paid monthly subscribers. So join us for that. Folks, don't forget. But yeah, my back is feeling bad. I've had like pinched nerve issues in my back and had to get a steroid injection in my spine, which sounds scarier than it is. but it tends to help. But it also can take weeks before it really helps. But already I can tell it's feeling better. So I think it's, I don't remember, it was some kind of prednisone or nizone, not even prednisone, nizone. Yes, we've got the No Kings rally on Saturday, which again, I'm glad you all heard about it. I didn't hear about it. I heard about it last fall, that it was going to be spring. As I said, it's not the best weekend to have it in Washington, D.C., because this is the cherry blossoms at their peak, which means we are going to be inundated with tourists this weekend. It's going to be very busy, a very busy time. So, I mean, I don't have any tourists here this weekend, but it is going to be very busy. So, go on, dog, do your thing. No, we're just doing, okay, that's fine. She's funny. She was like, maybe I'll go out, maybe I won't go out. I don't know. Doop. There we go. TikTok made me prove I was a real person again. Kind of strange on TikTok when they do that. I don't quite understand it. Like, do people actually film videos and put them up and pretend they're live? I don't even know how you would do that. Oh, you know what? Oh, I know how you do it. You'd stream. Maybe that's it. Maybe you stream from another service and somehow you stream a video or something? Yeah. So it puts up some little not captcha kind of thing, but you have to like slide this puzzle piece over and make it fit. Oh, so they do pre-recorded lives. Funny, yeah. No, it's a little annoying though, because the thing, you have to like slide this puzzle piece and make it fit, and it doesn't always work. It's a little scary. Pedro says, I feel like Trump is going downhill fast. Feels like he's a lot older in short time. I thank you, Tammy. I think more is happening. Yes, there's more happening to this guy's mind. Clearly, I mean, he clearly is getting he hides it well-ish, but he goes off on his weird tangents. He talked about Ireland again. He was talking about the Brits let us use Ireland to attack Iran finally, and then he went, I mean, Ireland. First of all, they let us use island, and he said Ireland instead. They let us use an island. They let us use their island, but they let us use Ireland? You meant to say Ireland. Brits did not tell us we could use Ireland, which is a separate country. He meant Diego Garcia, which is a British island in the Indian Ocean there or whatever. But he couldn't remember Diego Garcia. So he goes, Ireland. I mean island. Island. We used island. The British island. And you're going, but he still kept, but in his head, he's going, damn it, I don't know what the name of the damn island is. Yeah. Oh, Chagos? Was it not Diego Garcia fallen? It was Chagos Island? Yes, Ireland is an island as well, but it's not the right island. It's not the right Ireland. The right Ireland. The right Ireland or, Epstein Island. Actually, that's very right. You get these jokes. Oh, the other thing I found was, which is very funny, that picture of the two ICE agents, it's real. There's a picture that shows two ICE agents, but they look like there's something out of, 90210 or something. The picture is real. I Googled it. Snopes did a thing on it. They found the woman who posted it, those two guys. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. Here we go. This picture, and people are laughing because it's an instant meme. These are like two of the ICE agents they sent to our airports. But these guys, they literally are like two children. And Snopes investigated it. It's real. This woman posted it on Blue Sky, or Bluesky, as they say, as the Republicans say, Bluesky. It's a real photo of these ICE, and I mean, they're literally children. And my best thing was somebody on Facebook goes, those children are seriously trained warriors. Think of the boys in our military, how well trained they are at 19. And a bunch of us were like, oh, honey, I got news for you. Our military is very well trained at 19. ICE is not. These guys are not exactly U.S. Marines. Let's be serious here, right? Nobody doubts that U.S. Marines are kick-ass at 18. These guys? Let's not be, this is like Junior ROTC, exactly. Anyway. Too funny. Oh, hey. Anyway, what else? Oh, my God. Does ICE require a high school diploma? Probably not. The state of everything? It's worse than it's been. It's worse than it's been. But I got a new passport coming, so sayonara. I'm feeling better. I'm not really feeling better. I'm very worried about my country at this point. But, you know, well, yeah, I mean, military trains for real. ICE does not. I'm sorry. And ICE, they've been overlooking a bunch of the limits for what they basically been making it easier for people who are unqualified to get the job, basically. Yep, I talked about the Trump putting his signature on at least on $100 bills. It's sickening. Would it be nice if Donald Trump, rather than like putting his name on everything, like he's doing now with the dollar bills and changing the White House again, he's putting more crap. He's changing the treaty room and all sorts of crap at the White House. Would it be nice if he actually focused on, I don't know, inflation? You know, cost of living, the economy. That was why he got elected. Doesn't care though, just doesn't care. You know? Very sad. Very sad. Anyway, so yeah, that's cute. Yeah, except that I know what you're saying because I can read Russian, and the very fact that you put it in Russian makes it even more the reason you're going to get banned. So there. Yeah, should have left it in Arabic. I wouldn't have known it in Arabic, but Russian, sorry. That I can read. Anyway. What else, guys? A couple more minutes and we'll go. Donald Trump is not just a narcissist. I've talked about this before. It's, what is it, like Napoleon complex? I forget what we called it, but basically Trump is a combination of the most insecure narcissist on the planet. That's the way to describe Trump. Thank you, Julie. Right? So it's Fredo from The Godfather, right? Me, why not me? Why doesn't anybody think I'm smart? I'm smart, right? It's the most insecure guy on the planet who thinks he's the best guy on the planet, but he secretly knows he's kind of one of the worst guys on the planet. And so Donald Trump is like desperate to be acknowledged. This is why he's trying to like clear his name of all this stuff. The Russia probe was fake and this kind of bullshit, right? He has to, and pretending there's election fraud, all this kind of crap. He's just making shit up because he's trying to clear his name. And that's what he's, so putting his name on the money. He wants to put his face on Mount Rushmore. And all this stuff's going to get bulldozed. I mean, literally, the money is going to be hard to get rid of because how do you get rid of money? Mount Rushmore, let him dare put his face on Mount Rushmore. If we don't tear that stuff down, so help me God, the next government that comes in is going to tear it down or we're going to hold them responsible. Every little piece of crap he's put in the White House needs to get torn down. They need to put the Rose Garden back. That East Wing, so help me God, if that East Wing isn't the most gorgeous thing that's ever been built, it's getting torn down. All the gay gold is getting taken off, that's for sure. That's at least going. Forget that stuff. But I mean, I really think almost everything this guy does is going to have to be knocked down. You know, tear down that stupid patio, put the goddamn Rose Garden back in for Jackie Kennedy. I mean, enough of this crap. Because they also have to be shown that you don't win. You want to come in and be, Viktor Orban? Well, good luck, because it's, Viktor Orban's about to lose in a few weeks, and so are you. So, man, Yes, I saw this. So people are saying, so Trump is now saying he's going to fund TSA? Interesting. Well, you know what's really bad? If Trump can sign an order saying that it's like a national emergency and he's got to sign TSA, that means he could have signed it at the beginning. If he could do it now, he could have done it then. Why didn't he do it then? Right? I mean, that's the really interesting thing, because he wanted to use it for political gain. He thought it was helping Republicans. That's why he didn't do it at the beginning. I'm just looking here to see. Oh, Nancy Pelosi's birthday today. We love Nancy. I like her. We got to go to meetings with her. She's very good. Very good. God, he's such a big Trump's signature to appear on U.S. currency. I mean, it's just sickening. He just doesn't care about the job. Like I said, inflation, not a damn thing. The radical left Democrats. Oh, God. Here we go. Rambling tweet from Trump. Rambling. The radical left Democrats and their leader, crying Chuck Schumer, have made it very clear where they stand, and that is on the side of the criminal illegal aliens and not the American people. They are refusing to fund immigration enforcement unless the Republicans agree to their open border policies, which we will never, ever happen again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Sorry. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. 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 Oh, I love this. I am going to sign an executive order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen, to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm going to do it. It's not an easy thing to do. He literally has to take a piece of paper and sign his name on it. I think that's pretty easy. I mean, granted, in his condition, maybe it's not easy. I don't know. Maybe it's very hard for him to sign a piece of paper nowadays. I mean, he doesn't know the difference between Ireland and Diego Garcia, so, you know, there are issues there. But it's a very difficult thing to do, but he's going to do it. It's like, dude, thank you, Canada Zen. You get a goat scream for that. You know that. Yeah, so basically what this proves is Trump had the power all along. Which one would you like, Canada Zen? Trump had the power all along to pay TSA, and he chose not to. Now we know. He could have done it all along. I mean, this is, you know, surprise. But it also means that he thinks it's hurting him now, which is interesting, right? He would, and Democrat and Republican members of Congress think it's hurting them with the election is what's going on. Remember, because we've got congressional elections in the fall. That's got to be it. Canada Zen gets to choose. Which one? Yesterday hurt them, but what about yesterday in particular? Particular. Me choose? Okay. We can do, well, let's try these with the pickle. Hold on. Oh, I don't like that. It was a good try, but that was, oh, Jesus Christ. That was a good try, but that was just, I don't, the poor dog. Sorry, she's at my feet now. Sorry, Sash. That was a little annoying. Yeah, thank you for that, though, Canada. That was a little bit scary, that one. The previous one worked better. That was a little high. Are you okay now? That was a little scary, huh? Little scary. Okay. All good now. Oh, boy. Yeah, it was a little too screechy. Oh, hey, you know, it doesn't always work. The pickle, the goats, you never know. That was a little, yeah, that did not work too well. Anyway. Oh my God, it's still telling me to give you guys a shout out. Go the F away. God. It's hailing in Chicago. It looked like it was going to rain here for a bit and then it went away. So it's actually gorgeous out. It's probably 70, 75 out. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Yeah. So that's nice. Very nice day. Whoop. Hello, you. Anyway. Yeah, that shot. Sorry. Hey, they don't all work. So we're almost at the end of the show, guys. Almost at the end. Actually, if that's a cold front from you, it means we're getting it too. It did say we had a cold front coming here. I know that. Blueberry cobbler? Oh, that sounds fun. I may make some scones. I've got to buy some. It's Julia Child's recipe. I've got to buy some cream. Of course, Julia Child, she uses a cup of cream in her scones. I'm like, I don't know. I'm tempted to. I've got half and half. I'm tempted to use half and half instead. I'm like, I don't know if I want to use cream. The food was excellent. Yeah, it was very good. Actually, the best part, thank you, Vernon, for that. The best were they had lamb chops, which are like, you know, lamb when you get the bone and that little piece of meat, but it was sort of like unlimited. So I had lots of, I didn't have unlimited, but I had lots of lamb chops. It was really good. Very, very good. Anyway. I didn't talk about the Iran doing the video. I had heard that Iran did an AI video of Trump that was really good, but I wasn't quite sure that the story behind it. It was, so I didn't, it was earlier today, so I forgot about it. It was way earlier today. But if it's the one, it was the one of him like being a baby. I thought I downloaded it, and now I'm not sure. Hang on. I thought I downloaded it. Let me see here. No, I don't have it. No, I thought I had it and I don't. Nope. 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 Oh God, I forgot to tell you. So who shows up at the Greek embassy event yesterday? Dun, dun, dun. And my friend got a picture with her. I was like, oh, that was good. He got a selfie with her. I was like, oh, that would have been pretty funny. That would have been pretty funny getting a selfie. But I didn't, she kind of got away before I thought about it. That would have been very funny. Yeah. That was Kimberly Guilfoyle. She is now the U.S. ambassador to Greece. So she was Don Jr.'s girlfriend. She was Gavin Newsom's girlfriend, or wife even, and then Don Jr.'s girlfriend. And then they broke up, but apparently she's got a good relationship with Trump. So they're still, she got to be ambassador to Greece. And the Greeks actually say she's doing a good job. So, I'm glad for my people. But apparently she's doing a good job for Greece. So, it's like, okay. But it still would have been very funny to get a photo with her. Hello. Hi, you. I know. Whiny McWhinekins here. I know. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. Oop. Sorry. There you go. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. We're at 7:16. Tomorrow we've got another show, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, U.S. Otherwise, remember we've got our Saturday show. Oh, got a lot of people on Substack. Excellent. Discord too. Good. Saturday show just for the monthly subscribers. So anybody on Discord, TikTok, Substack, etc., who is YouTube, who is a monthly, regular paid subscriber. Special show for you guys Saturday morning at 11 a.m. So join us. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow night for my free show, 6 o'clock. And, unless if a land invasion happens of Iran, then I'll go live. But no, I think that invasion is going to happen on a week. It could be this weekend, by the way. Knowing Donald Trump, when Donald Trump, last little point here, last time Donald Trump was delaying the invasion of Iran 2 weeks, and then he invaded like 3 days later or 2 days later. So don't believe him when he says he just gave Iran until April 6th before we invade. I think a land invasion is coming. Let's see, but we shall see. All right, guys, have a good night. I will, as always, start with Discord. Discordians, good to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda, as others as well. Bam. All right. Now YouTube. Hello, you. I know. YouTube and everybody else. TikTok, you're last. YouTube and everybody. Substack as well. Have a good night. Thank you, guys. Bam.